What's up, guys? This is Crypto James talking to you today about Kadena. Now, Kadena is a blockchain that's proof of work. They're building their ecosystem pretty well. I think this can do something pretty good in terms of price, and I base that off of a number of variables. One of which is the mining statistics, which seem to be showing an uptrend for miners at the moment. So I'll show all of that in this video. But before I get into any of it, guys, if you are new to this channel, these coins here are the first 26 coins that I did videos on this channel. In all those videos, I said, look, these are quality coins, I'm buying them up. And if you'd have done the same, you can see what the prices were when I recorded the videos and released them. So say you put in $100 at those prices and you cashed out at the highs of the 2021 bull cycle. Now, I sold all of these in the bull cycle, so they're not what I own anymore. But say you've done that, $100 into each, cashing out at the highs would have netted you a profit of over 123 grand, which is pretty good, pretty good. Now, like I said, I sold all these. They're not what I own. If you do actually want to see the cryptos that I own right now, you can do. Just head over to copymycrypto.com. On the site, I share the coins that I'm in with the members. Anytime I buy a coin, members are made aware. Anytime I sell a coin and bank profits, members are made aware. Now, if you're watching this video, you know there are gains to be had in crypto. Are you doing your 10,000 hours worth of research? That's the question. Now, Copy My Crypto could be for you if you're not, because that's all I do. How I've picked all these coins in the past, same criteria I used to pick these coins, the same criteria I've used to pick the coins I'm in right now. All I do is the research. All I do is deep dive these markets every day. I've added a couple of coins to my portfolio very recently. Both of them have done now over 50% gains in about a week and a bit. And one of these in particular, I think, is a good 100x shot. So if you want to learn about that, go over to copymycrypto.com and read the site. Like I say, it's going to take 10 minutes. Everything on the site, by the way, is public record. So you can literally verify every single thing you read on that site by looking at the old videos on this channel. And if at the end you go, no, it's not for me, no worries, come back to the vid, keep watching. If you decide it is for you, wonderful, maybe I'll see you there. So let's talk Kadena. I also want to talk about some interesting news around crypto later in this vid. So Kadena is priced at $1.03. It's a proof of work blockchain, so it combines the sort of proof of work consensus mechanism of Bitcoin with the DAG principles that you sort of see with a coin like, let's say, Phantom. So they claim that they can utilize the security of Bitcoin while being able to offer unparalleled throughput that makes their blockchain usable to enterprises and entrepreneurs alike. So they've got a decentralized infrastructure that's built for mass adoption because it's got a multi-chain approach. So Kadena promises industrial scalability. Now that's a big statement, but what they can do is scale the network to 10 or 20 different blockchains. So they're also putting in a private layer 2 blockchain, which should support up to 8,000 transactions per second across 500 nodes. So potentially, via their multiple blockchains on their layer 1, combined with their layer 2 blockchain, they should be able to get massive, massive throughput. Now, Kadena's heavily, like, the founders of Kadena were JP Morgan, were from JP Morgan, sorry, and they were lead engineers and they were founding members of some of the trading systems and infrastructure. Kadena has also raised capital by some massive VCs. You've got multi-coin capital, Coin Fund, Amino Capital, and there's a few others. Now, in theory, the beauty of Kadena is that it should be able to scale up to like 100 different blockchains, which would mean huge throughput, which would mean mass adoption, or it could bring mass adoption. Now, worth noting, as of right now, Kadena's only got about 23% of the supply out. And when it comes to this, there's been a lot of tokens that were bought by investors, 90 million. So at some point they're going to be released. Obviously that runs a risk of potential dumping by these VCs, so it's always worth noting. 200 million set to be emitted over 9 years, 700 millions to be emitted over the next 100 years. So it is a very, very slow release process, very similar to Bitcoin in that regard. Now, Cardano started, Kadena, sorry, not Cardano. Kadena has started to grow their ecosystem, and we can see that they've got 53 projects up and running now, which, again, contextually, bear in mind that they have been about since, let's get that up, since July of 2020. So they're, 3 years. They're a decent way along. 53 different projects working with them. They've got some decent DeFi ones. They've got some tokenization stuff, and they've got some AMMs. They've got DEXs. They've got interoperability. They've got payments. And when we take a look, you can see DEX is absolute rubbish, but some of these are pretty, like some of the stuff that they've got up and running isn't bad at all. They do need to grow, they've got literally nothing in gaming. So I'd be interested to see if they actually do push on gaming, but I think right now, UFO gaming, yeah. And what they need fundamentally with Kadena is better throughput for them to sort of get the gaming systems up and running. But I'm not sure that that is the focus. I think fundamentally Kadena could be quite well built for DeFi. So it's a question of how much are they going to, where is their focus going to be? They've got a grant system in place now. I always like a grant system, and I always use the same quote, which is the Field of Dreams quote. If you build it, they will come. In regards to this, if you pay them, they will come. So you've got to incentivize developers to come and build. And if you do, they will come and build. And again, for DeFi, for NFTs, and for payments, this is what I mean with their scalability, with their layer 2, combined with potentially multiple blockchains. You're looking at something that can have immense throughput. It could be ideal for DeFi. And they're pointing out that they're engineered for real world use. Now, the question is, are they going to be somewhere that people want to come to build on Web3? I'm not sure. I think there are better options out there at the moment that provide, better developer kits, better grants in place. I think there's a lot of places that offer more than what Kadena offers at this moment in time. But the big plus for me on Kadena is their network hash rate has grown massively. Look, we can't actually go back far enough to see what happened to Kadena in the merge, or certainly not on this platform. And I have had a little play around with lots. And what we're seeing, look, is the hash rate has been steadily increasing. From October, Kadena was knocking around an average of about 300. And now, we're at April. The hash rate's actually doubled, and there's been moments where it's trebled from where it was at. The hash rate appears to be on an upward trajectory, which means that the miners are starting to move here more readily. And look, miners go where the money is. Think about this from a mining perspective. If you are a miner, you've paid thousands of dollars for the equipment that you've got, thousands of dollars. You also pay thousands of dollars for electricity. Right? All these things matter. So you've got to offset those costs with something that you think is going to gain. And obviously, there is a proportion of miners that certainly believe Kadena can gain. Because the network difficulty has been steadily, the network difficulty now is 2.5 times what it was. So again, and that's in a very short space of time. So we're looking probably miners being really ready to go to Kadena because they think there are gains to be had. So here's the reality, what can Kadena do? Miners believe in it. Miners tend to go where the money is. They've done that throughout history. Miners have always gone where the money is. So Kadena's picked up miners pretty well. They've got to grow their ecosystem because it isn't big compared to anything out there. But right now, I suppose there are a lot of cryptos that had a better advantage in terms of getting started than Kadena. But right now, 53 plus projects. It's going to start growing. You need to see the DeFi section of Kadena grow. Again, I mean, there is a perspective here of if they can get the throughput that they're talking about, this should be perfect. This could be perfect for gaming as well. So gaming is something that they should consider, but at the very least, they need to grow that DeFi. They need to have better options. They've got some DEX. There's KDEX, but KDEX is terrible. So so they probably need, a couple of variations of DEXs, something that's a lot better than what they've got right now. And maybe they can grow this. But I think this can run up to about $10 in price. That would realistically put it at market cap of around 2.3 billion, which, yes, it's high, but it's not astronomical. And if they grow their DeFi, it should be achievable. Really should be achievable, but they have to start offering some things like some yield. So I mean, even a bit of yield farming, but more than that, to be honest, like lending and borrowing protocols would be really, really good if we could start seeing them introduced on Kadena. That would help the ecosystem. That would bring in users. And if they do that, yeah, I think $10 is very, very achievable. Very, very achievable. I might be understating it a bit, especially because it's proof of work. It's a slow release coin as well. But there's always a risk of VCs dumping, so that's worth noting. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're a returning viewer, hit the subscribe button. And by the way, I'm going to be talking about some interesting news coming out of England for crypto at the moment. But before I do, if you want to see the coins I own right now, go to copymycrypto.com and read the site. Every single thing on that site is public record. You can verify everything you read. Copymycrypto.com is where I share the coins I'm in with the members. These are the coins I've been buying in the bear cycle. These are the coins I think can do the gains that I said, about Theta, about Zilliqa, about VeChain, about Phantom. The same criteria I used to pick Phantom, which went up nearly 700 times from when I found it, is the criteria I've used to find the coins I'm in right now. I believe there's at least one there within my portfolio that can do some serious gains, like recently added as well, really recently added, already up about 50%, and I do think this can go and do 100x. It's got potential, high risk though. So if you want to learn about that, you've got to get onto the site and take a look and see if it's for you. Remember, to be successful in crypto, you need to do the research, you need to take the time, you need to put the time and energy into reading about the coins that you want to get in. If you don't have that, then Copy My Crypto may be exactly what you need, because that's all I do. How I found these coins, how I've picked the coins I'm in, is all I do every day is look at the markets, read white papers, look at charts, and find winners. So if you want to find the winners without actually finding them and just copying along, go check the site out now and read through it. And maybe I will see you there. And last thing, really surprising actually, London Stock Exchange said on Thursday that it's going to provide trading and clearing services for derivatives based on the Bitcoin index. It appears that the UK have finally legalized Bitcoin futures trading in some form. This is a big, big deal. London Stock Exchange Group have been very sort of anti-crypto. And they said that the clearing arm of the London Stock Exchange Group said that it would provide clearing services for cash-settled Bitcoin index futures and options. Cash-settled Bitcoin index futures and options contracts traded on GFOX will have access to their clearing services, and the company announced in a press release. In the UK, GFOX is the first exchange for digital asset derivatives that is both authorized and regulated by the FCA. So the FCA have been jumping on board along with the London Stock Exchange Group. Big, big news. Look, this is not a small thing. This is actually Bitcoin adoption. This is crypto adoption. This is one of the biggest markets in the world getting excited and getting on the Bitcoin bandwagon, as they point out here. And banking giants have done that throughout the last couple of years as well. But the fact that London and the UK have finally got on it is a good sign. The UK is usually the very last in the world to get anything done. at all. You know, when we look at the country right now, you know, we look at the worldwide, there's a lot of like in America, as an example, weed is legal in a lot of places in America. UK always will be the last to do. Like, it's completely illegal here. It will end up being legal, but it will be the last country to do it, like we always are. UK is very, very just slow. So the fact that they have jumped in and they've finally permitted for Bitcoin futures, that's a big, big sign that London, that England, the government, the Financial Conduct Authority, that all these institutions are now starting to be a bit more pro-crypto. Could this lead to a bit of an uptick in the markets? We'll see. But right now, it's just a good sign that we're starting to see adoption. And let's see how this plays, but certainly a good sign. And that's it from me. Hope you're all keeping well. Take care. Bye-bye.